Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the video, and today I am talking about something that I said on my stream that I wanted to talk about in a separate video because I think it is a very important thing to talk about as I jump into my endeavors as a new NHL DFS player. Today, I want to talk about the very, very, very high volatility of playing these types of games. So if you play NHL, if you play MLB, if you play soccer DFS, these lower scoring games, you know exactly what I am talking about. How if you play a guy like Mike Trout, if you play a guy like Lionel Messi, if you're a soccer DFS player, if you play a guy like Alexander Ovechkin, all really, really, really good players, the bottom line is they all have a floor of zero. Mike Trout can go 0 for 2 and put up 0 points, just as Ovechkin can go through many games and not score a goal and put up, 2 to 3 fantasy points. Lionel Messi might not get a goal and put up, 1 point fantasy point. So even the best plays for a majority of the time is going to have a game where it's like they put up 2 to 3 points. And then there's also going to be games where they have ceiling games where they put up 10 points, 15 points. So the range of outcomes, because these games are so low scoring, is very, very wide, making these games so hard to play. So I am coming to the general consensus if playing the high price guys is very, very chalky. Like if I see Austin Matthews popping at about 25% ownership projection going into this game, he's like 8K. I'm going to play into the volatility of these sports, and I'm not going to say I'm going to completely fade the high price guys in my lineups, but I'm definitely going to underweight the field on high priced players if they are in fact chalky, because this game is so volatile. NFL to an extent is volatile, but in NFL the floor is zero for the most part. So I'm going to play the volatility, and I'm going to not fade, again, kind of underweight the field on some of these more expensive skaters, and understanding that if they fail, I have a leg up on the tournament, right? There's not going to be many slates where I pay up for a guy like Ovechkin if he's going to be 25 to 30% owned, knowing that on certain nights Ovechkin can go off and have massive games and bury me. But it's harder to build lineups when you're paying up for these guys. So we always say make lineups, not plays. I'm definitely going in with this mindset, especially if there's no goalie value to be had. If you follow Jordan Cooper, you know how he plays, where he says that he's willing to play like the Detroit Tigers on a MLB slate because they're cheap and they're low owned. And everybody's saying, yeah, this is a bad lineup, but on the slate where getting in an expensive pitcher is paramount, then you have to play some of these cheaper stacks. And so I value the goalie position like I value the pitching position in MLB. It's kind of the same thing, the same idea here. And if the chalk plays go off on most nights, again, I'm just going to close my laptop and acknowledge that I lost and move on to the next day. Now, I also understand that the NHL is a niche sport and has relatively low field size. I've never really seen many tournaments over 1,000. So this is going to be a huge balancing act for me. But understanding volatility and how it comes into play with NHL DFS, like MLB or even soccer DFS, if that's what you're into, you understand this. And also understanding that projections are not a prediction, but a range of outcome. So if there is a $6,000 guy that has a similar range of outcomes to a guy that's 8,000, that's where I tend to build on my lineups on most slates. Now, of course, this can change based on numerous things, injuries, game cancellations where due to COVID, that could very well be a factor where ownership is going to change for me if games get canceled, which happened in the NBA, happened in the NFL. It's a real possibility. If I feel like there's good goalie value, then I might play some more expensive guys in skates. But I think I'm going to have an edge because I'm going to be able to more willing than the field to play the garbage stacks, because I understand the volatility of playing a fantasy sport like the NHL, because I have been in the MLB game for so long. I understand the volatility, and you're going to take your L's playing like this, for sure. You're going to take your L's regardless. So understanding the volatility is really important going into the NHL slate. That is something I'm going to have to balance throughout this NHL season. Again, DraftKings also enacted a new thing into their scoring system to accommodate players who have a high volume of shooting. They have the bonus for 5 shots on goal. So you're definitely going to want to play players who can get you to that bonus. And if they get 5 shots on goal, hope that they can bury one in the back of the net and get you the points for the goal. But playing cheap stacks to account for volatility is really important in this game, and I am really excited to see how everything kind of shakes out in this slate. I showed you my lineup building process, trying to get better at understanding the math on a projection set as a range of outcomes and not a prediction, and elevating my game. So that is all I have for today. I thought this was a good topic to talk about. Leave your comment in the comment section below whether you agree or disagree. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down and tell me how I could do better. And I'll see you on the next one.